Hey, so by the end of this video, you will learn how to build a clay table that can verify if a company is a SaaS company or not at scale. But before I show you the clay table, I would like to talk about why this is important and why do you need to fully understand this concept. Um, Most of the AI agents or the prompts that you're going to see in the templates of Clay, they are not working at scale because when, let's say, you do it for 10 companies, it understands some of them. If it's SaaS, like it gives you true or false. And I can show you some of them. I don't remember exactly, but SaaS, if you write SaaS, I set on fire. Yeah. So there are like some kind of like OpenAI GPT-4o Mini wrappers that like you can just use if SaaS company, all that kind of stuff. Like there's some ready templates in here, but they just don't work. I don't know if you had the same problem. Maybe that's the reason why you are here, but I had the same problem. So anyways, the reason for that is the primary industry, the description and all that stuff, the information that we're getting from LinkedIn, when we're scraping this data from our Apollo, from our Clay source data, it is not enough. It's not detailed enough for AI to understand. So the way I went about it was I was talking to AI, and especially on Cloud, by the way, this is where I do most of my brainstorming. I ask AI, hey AI, so like, how do you exactly understand if a company is a SaaS company or not? And then step by step, I went through a process and really understood like what are the main things an AI will look for. And these are things like they are offering detailed explanation about what they do, their core service and product, their main revenue model out of all the other things that they're already making revenue from. Who do they target? How do they serve? Who do they target? So I know it kind of sounds complicated, but the idea is having just one agent that go and grabs all the information. Because when you actually look at the primary industry and description stuff, and here that actually comes from LinkedIn, it is interestingly miscategorized. I don't know if it's the way to say it in English, but so you can see like there are some companies that just says IT services and IT consulting, but then you go look at it and they are kind of like software company because they started as a global services consulting company, but they build a product and right now the product is the main source of revenue. Then you go to a software company that has software company as a category, but then it's actually not a software company, it's a tech-enabled consulting company. Or like, such as, let's go from this one, technology, information, and internet. This is a category that you cannot exclude. There's so many software companies in here. And when you look at the LinkedIn description of Upplers, it's a hiring platform. It looks a very, very like SaaS description, right? But then when you go and take a look at the websites of Upplers, you're going to see it's some sort of like an hiring service that they hire people from like different countries and stuff. And so like, it's actually not an exact SaaS company that I will target and I will include in my list. So that's why actually you need to have this type of like and detailed multi-agent clay tables that can actually do this at scale. I'm just going to share the way I solve this problem. You don't have to stick with my way, but I think this works. I have probably scraped more than, I don't know, like 100,000 companies with this right now. And consistently, I got really good results. So I think it's a pretty good way to solve this problem. So I'll show you how does it work exactly. And by the end of the video, you can all click the link in the description of this video, and you will see a link there that goes to my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to just reach out to me. I will share the template. I will share pretty much anything for free. So let's begin. The first agent, business model, an offering agent, is Claygent. I tried a lot of different ways to do this. You can also try in your own way. Claygent Argon was the winner for me. Quality and price ratio wise, I know a lot of people are using GPT-4o Mini, which I also do for some of my web research. But for this one, I just really, really want to nail it down to like a lot of like consistent, detailed reports. So this is what I used. It basically goes and take a look at the specific information that I was asking for. Like if it's subscriptions, consulting packages, of pricing, all that stuff, like provide a detailed description for everything that I'm looking for. And then you'll see expected output. Whether website, main revenue model, offering, core service product, target customers, everything I talked about. These are the things that AI is looking for to understand if a company is a SaaS company or not. Okay, so this was the first problem, the first AI agent. And then there is another AI agent, which is the main one. You can ignore this. It's SaaS. You can actually, because it doesn't work properly exactly as I want, but the final score is the key one. And here is how it works. So this is a 4o Mini. This is the one that I got my best results. 4o Mini also works. It's your preference. Just make sure that you do your own test with maybe like 50 accounts. And then once you are getting maybe like 95% accuracy, then you can go like this plan. Prompt. By the way, I always go for 95% accuracy because probably I would also make some mistakes as a human. So I try to, which doesn't make sense actually. But anyways, anyway, so let's begin about the prompt. So yeah, everything that I got from the other prompt, all those like variables that I had as an output, I'm here adding that as an input. Plus, I also add the LinkedIn description, LinkedIn name, LinkedIn stuff, like all this data. And then I have a point scoring system. I would like you to go and read. I know it's boring, but like I would like you to go rate at least some of this prompt just for you to understand. So like I did a lot of core definitions, a lot of staffing agencies. So like, for example, I was doing this for an HR tech SaaS table. There are a lot of companies that are just like staffing agencies that are tech enabled. So they're not actually SaaS companies. They're not like mainly selling software. So I needed to have all that like specific core definitions, like financial services, real estate. They're actually not in. So there are a lot of like tech-enabled real estate companies. It kind of looks weird. Anyways, you probably know what I'm talking about. When you're scraping, you probably have encountered the same problem. Anyways, marketplaces, all that stuff. And then there is this really good part about patterns. And so AI is really good at catching patterns, understanding patterns. And whenever AI reads the patterns, I wanted AI to score. So I built a scoring system and it works really well. You can go through all the scoring, but basically have like specific keywords. Hey, if you see this pattern, like if they have like ongoing service relationship, then it's 3 point plus. But let's say if they have some desktop software only, that's not a good thing. So for me, like I don't want to target them, I just remove them. So I do like -8. Or if there is anything like web-based platform, that's a +3 because that means this might be a SaaS company seeing like API first architecture. If somebody says that, probably they are not an consulting company if they already have an API and stuff. So like this kind of stuff are really important, like such as you see how hourly consulting rates -10. That's a big one in the points structure because the scoring structure, sorry, because like if they are selling anything hourly, it means that there's a high chance that they're a consulting company, so or they're like some sort of marketing agency, whatever. It's just not gonna work. Anyways, then actual sauce here is once you have a structure that AI can follow, you need to have the system prompt that's like the structure and all that, whatever. But the real sauce is actually here. Examples. You need to do this, and this is extremely important. You have to come up with your own examples. I did it with Claude. I gave all my prompt, I gave all those examples and everything. And then I gave this raw view to Claude as well, and Claude kind of helped me out with putting my answers into a JSON file. So my expected response was here, and AI actually understands from observation. This is pretty much the most important thing in this prompt. And you see, like I put a lot of examples here to make sure that I get better results. Like I said, you don't have to do this. You can actually use my prompts and this Clay table. I'm happy to share it with anybody for free. Just reach out to me on LinkedIn. I already have that in my description for the video. And yeah, that's, I guess, pretty much it. And oh, yeah, actually, for the final score, anything about 5.5, I am good with it. You can have your own over there. But if it's higher than 5.5, I'm happy to like just let it roll and still target this company. So yeah, that's it. And let me know if you have any questions, and hope it was helpful.